Hello everyone, my name is Long Wei. Today I'm excited to share with you 3 ways that you can sell your house to the market right now at this time. So let's take a look at what we have. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Long Wei. Today I would like to share with you 3 ways. One of them is very creative, just got into very young compared to other two methods that I want to share with you. These are 3 different types of buyers. There are 3 different types of buyers on the market right now. And I want to share with you each pros and cons of each type, and as well as how you're going to pick the right one for you. All right, so let's just go right in. Number one, the traditional method. Okay, so this is I call a traditional buyers. These are the method that you can put your house onto the regular market, meaning that you hire a real estate agent. They're gonna help you with determine the price. They're gonna help you with taking professional photos, putting on the MLS, putting on the Zillow. Realtor.com, Google, right? Put it on an open market, and some of them even doing a video for your for your properties to advertise your property onto the open market. So this is really traditional. This has been the regular way to sell your house for how many years already, right? The pros of this method is that it is, of course, your house is going to be onto the open market, and therefore it's going to be more competitive that way. So for example, in the lack of supply market right now, you have a lot of advantage because there's a lot of buyers that are waiting for a house to get onto the market, and as long as someone is putting on the market, a lot of buyers are going to come and they're going to put their offers into the house, and therefore create a competitive environment and so forth. Then you're going to have a bidding war. And the benefit of bidding war is that the purchase price is going to be pushed up, push up, push up, push up, push up, right? And it's really that's super convenient benefit for the seller, because at the end of the day, you get more from the bidding war, right? So those are the pros. The cons of this method is that it may take a long time, and then you have to prepare to show, because if you live in a house, it's probably not tidy all the time, not clean all the time, right? So you do have to change your regular lifestyles. You have to get the house ready. Perhaps maybe there's some damage on the house. Perhaps maybe there's some chip paint, right? There's some area that the pen need to be touched up, right? So those are the things that you have to prepare. Or you have to organize your furniture, make sure that it is open space, moving some of the clothes away, right? So those are the things that you have to prepare if you use this traditional methods, right? And then also coming to the showing time, not only just the preparation time, right? You have to prepare all the things to get ready, to get the house ready for pictures, for showing, for the buyers to come, right? You're also disrupting your family time because the showing, right? For example, Saturday, Sunday, right? You cannot be at the home when they are showing. So you then have to go to somewhere else, and it's kind of disrupting your timeline and things like that. So it's changing your regular schedule. The last thing that is the most concern about the optional traditional method is that now most of the buyers on the market right now using a mortgage to buy your house. Nothing wrong with that, all right? Because it's a house is like $300,000, $400,000. It's not a small amount of money that someone can have cash, right? But the thing is, with a mortgage, everything can turn sour at the last minute, right? You can be 3 days away from the closing date and still have a problem with the loan, and therefore there's a delay, or even worse, they cannot close on the loan and you cannot sell your house. Okay, so those are the traditional methods, the pros and the cons. The next one, you could have been hearing a lot about this already. Wholesaler and fix and flip investor, those are the people that mainly buying the house as an investment. So the pros of this method is quick, because they're gonna pay with cash, right? It can close as long as soon as couple days. And you don't need to prepare, or you don't need to prepare anything, repair or prepare anything, right? You don't have to prep the house, you don't have to repair the house, because they are the one who can do all the work for you. And normally this is really benefit for the house that's almost not livable condition, because they don't care. Those are the people, those are the investor that they're willing to put on the work for you, and you don't have to do anything of that. The cons, of course, it is a low bow offer. Normally, wholesaler and fix and flip investor gonna budget your house at about 70 or 80% of the market value. So that is a lot of reduction. In respective, if your home is about $400,000, right? $400,000. So instead of selling it at $400,000, you're gonna be able to sell it at maybe only $280,000 or $320,000. So that's a lot of reduction. If you unfortunately have to go to this, the benefit, of course, they can close quickly if your house is completely damaged, right? Or you need to move fast, you need the cash very quickly, then you can take the big loss. And obviously, those two methods is seems to be the first one seems to be a lot of work, and the second one seems you lose a lot of money. Now I'm gonna introduce with you the last method, the last type of buyer on the market right now, that is fairly new to the market, to the concept, to the real estate market overall, right? This concept is only happening for about 5 years ago, about 5-6 years ago, starting with Opendoor in Phoenix, Arizona, at least. The concept of iBuyer. Right. So, iBuyer, let me tell you something. iBuyer is called an instant buyer or institutional buyer. So not iPhone, not iPad, or anything like that, right? Those are the buyers that willing, they also an investor, they buy the house for some reason, right? But different with wholesaler and fix and flip investor, they're not taking how do I say that? This is different type of investor. They want to sell, they want to buy, and they're gonna sell back to the market, okay? Or they're gonna rent it back to the market, right? So they utilize the house in that way. It's different type of investor. The benefit of this one is, of course, you still have the benefit of no showing. There's no showing at all. Then you don't have to prep for the house, right? You don't have to repair anything. And you can close as quickly as 14 days also. So that is very quick close, and you can even extend choosing a closing date, very flexible in the closing date. If you want to close quick, they can close quick. If you want to close 2-3 months later, they can close 2-3 months later. It's really for you. This is a great way. This is a great way for the seller who is not sure about timeline of when they can move and when they have to go out, right? Because maybe you wait for another house that you are buying, so you need a longer time under contract, right? So those are the things. Those are the really good benefits for you. No showing, closing quick, and the best benefit of this is they also offer a competitive price, competitive market offer. Right? So it's different than a wholesaler and fix and flip investor. They are not paying you, they're not paying 70 or 80% less than the market value, but they do offer a very competitive offer market values. Okay. The cons, of course, there's nothing is perfect, right? If it is too perfect, it is too good to be true. But there's some cons, there's some string attached to this method. Number one, additional service charge fee. They do charge a service charge fee so that you can utilize the service, because there's so much benefit offering to you. They do charge a service charge fee. But however, though, depending on the company, normally they're gonna charge from somewhere from 2% to 5%, depending on the company, right? But at least it's not a crazy amount of 30% reduction, similar to the investor, to the wholesaler and fix and flip investor that I mentioned in method number 2. The next cons is that because iBuyer is too new to the market, not all agent is able to help you out because they are not familiar with the process. And even if they are familiar with one process, right, different company has a different process, different method so that they can buy your house. So to be able to work with iBuyers, I highly recommend for you to work with a real estate agent that has extremely experience with the iBuyers, so that you can be able to navigate, so that they can be able to navigate you through the entire process through different companies. Okay, I do have another webcast coming up soon at the end of August, so that I'm gonna talk much more detail about iBuyers in general, and much more detail about iBuyer and the whole process of selling your house to an iBuyer. So if you are interested, come back to my site, and I will. There's a link for you to sign up for the event. Okay, now come back to the show. The last con that I have to emphasize is that iBuyer is fairly new to the market, and therefore is not available to all the markets and to all the areas. So there are certain criteria that each iBuyer company gonna pay for your house or not. Right? So to be able to find out, again, you should contact an experienced real estate agent who has experience with. There's a background noise. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's kind of noisy on this end. Again, to be able to understand all the criteria and make sure that your house is offered free. You should contact with an experienced real estate agent who has experience with working with iBuyer before, so that you can take the benefit of not only just the process, but also the experience of the agent as well. Just so that you can have some example, I recently, this background noise again, sorry about that. Just so that to give you an example, I recently sell a home of one of the homeowners to an iBuyer, and we are sold at 430. Okay, we sold the house at 430. Now that doesn't mean anything, right? 430 is almost an average price point in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona. However, though, if you look at the market price, the market value of that home is only 350. 350, because the owner doesn't want to do anything, don't want to prepare anything, right? She actually thinks about it, but we end up, well, we get a better price without even do anything. So why not, right? 350 is the market value if she doesn't do any update, if she doesn't any if she doesn't do any update, and if she have to move out quickly, right? 350 is the market value. Okay, now we are able to sell to an iBuyer at 430, so that is $80,000 more than the market value. Now, if you tell that it is not a competitive offer, well, I don't know what can be more competitive than that. Given this is only a three-story, three bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 stories, right? Very typical type home. 1,500 square feet, so very small, very typical type of home. It's not a mansion, it's not a $1 million home, it's not a very fancy home, right? From 350 market price to a 430 purchase price, so that is a huge gap. Okay, now in addition to that, if you look at the area, there are 3 other similar houses in the, I'm going to show you more in the webcast as well, but today I just want to show you a couple basic information about that first. In the area of that home, there are 3 other houses that are on the market at that time, and it was asking at 370. Okay, 370. Now it doesn't mean that the market value is at 350. My point is that at the time that we sold the home already, and we closed within 14 days, by the way, we sold the home already, those homes are still on the market for about 30 days already. So it's sitting there at 370s and cannot be sold, right? Even though it is higher than the market value, cannot be sold. And we are able to sell to the house. I am able to sell to the house to the iBuyer at 430. So that is really good for the seller at this time to consider selling the house to the iBuyer. And again, to be able to do that, I would highly recommend you to work with a real estate agent that has experience with iBuyer. Not everyone gonna have that experience, so you do have to contact with them to make sure that you get the best of the iBuyer. Okay, so those are the information. Though again, those are the three types of home seller buyers on the market right now. Traditional method, you can sell it traditional method. You can sell it to a wholesaler, fix and flip investor. And number three, you can sell it to an iBuyer. I do have a webcast coming up at the end of August to explain everything about iBuyer. So if you are interested, contact me, go to my page and then sign up for the event and participate. I'm gonna talk about all the detail, all the good and bad about iBuyers, how you get the best benefit of it, and how you navigate through the entire process of iBuyer. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Longley. You can contact me anytime. My number is there, 602-515-2442. Thank you. Bye-bye.